John Deere, a prominent name in agricultural equipment manufacturing, has recently made headlines for its decision to relocate some of its operations to Mexico. This move has sparked significant controversy and criticism, with many questioning the company's commitment to American workers and the domestic economy. In this video, we will delve into the complex factors that have led to John Deere's decision. We will examine the economic considerations, global trends, and potential implications of this shift. By understanding the underlying reasons behind this controversial move, we can gain a more nuanced perspective on the ongoing debate surrounding job outsourcing and corporate responsibility. Before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. The desire for US-made products and the price factor. Americans have long held a strong preference for products manufactured domestically. This sentiment is rooted in a sense of patriotism, a desire to support local economies, and a belief in the superior quality of American-made goods. However, this preference often clashes with the reality of consumer budgets. Many consumers are simply unwilling or unable to pay the premium price that often accompanies US-made products. The cost of labor, materials, and regulatory compliance in the United States is typically higher than in other countries, resulting in more expensive products. This price differential can be a significant barrier for consumers, particularly those on tight budgets. Manufacturers face a difficult dilemma in this context. On the one hand, they want to cater to the demand for American-made products. On the other hand, they must remain competitive in a global market where lower-cost alternatives are readily available. Striking a balance between these competing priorities can be challenging and often involves making difficult decisions about where to locate production facilities. Vulnerability of the supply chain. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed the fragility of global supply chains. Disruptions in manufacturing, transportation, and logistics led to shortages of essential goods, economic downturns, and widespread disruptions to businesses around the world. One of the key vulnerabilities highlighted by the pandemic was the reliance on long, complex supply chains that often involved multiple countries and continents. When disruptions occurred in any one link of the chain, the entire system was at risk of collapse. This vulnerability made it clear that companies needed to rethink their supply chain strategies and find ways to make them more resilient. In response to the pandemic, many companies are now exploring ways to shorten their supply chains and reduce their reliance on overseas suppliers. This includes strategies such as nearshoring, reshoring, regionalization, and inventory stockpiling. Labor shortage in the United States. The United States is experiencing a significant labor shortage, particularly in certain industries and regions. This shortage is a result of a confluence of factors, including demographic changes and shifts in educational trends. Demographically, the U.S. is facing an aging population. The baby boomer generation, which formed a substantial portion of the workforce for decades, is now entering retirement. This has led to a decline in the available labor pool. Additionally, birth rates have declined in recent years, resulting in a smaller younger generation entering the workforce. Educational trends have also contributed to the labor shortage. In recent decades, there has been a strong emphasis on higher education, with many young people pursuing college degrees. While this has led to a more educated workforce, it has also created a mismatch between the skills demanded by employers and the skills possessed by graduates. Many jobs require technical or vocational training that is not always provided by traditional college programs. Global trend, labor shortage, is not unique to the U.S. The labor shortage is not a phenomenon confined to the United States. Many countries around the world are facing similar challenges, driven by a combination of demographic factors and economic trends. One notable example is China, which has a rapidly aging population. The country's one-child policy, implemented in the late 1970s, has led to a significant decline in birth rates. As a result, China now has a smaller, younger generation entering the workforce to replace the retiring baby boomers. This demographic shift has created a labor shortage that is particularly acute in certain industries, such as manufacturing and construction. The labor shortage in China has implications for global commerce. As the world's largest manufacturing hub, China plays a crucial role in the global supply chain. The shortage of workers could lead to increased production costs, delays in orders, and potentially even a shift in manufacturing operations to other countries. Similar trends are evident in other countries, including Japan, South Korea, and parts of Europe. These regions are also experiencing aging populations and declining birth rates, which are contributing to labor shortages. The impact of these shortages on global commerce will likely vary depending on the specific industry and region, but it is clear that the trend has the potential to disrupt supply chains and raise costs for businesses worldwide. In addition to demographic factors, economic conditions can also contribute to labor shortages. During periods of economic growth, businesses may struggle to find enough workers to meet increased demand. This can lead to higher wages and competition for talent, which can further exacerbate labor shortages. The labor shortage is a global challenge that is likely to persist for many years to come. As countries grapple with aging populations and declining birth rates, it will be essential for governments and businesses to develop strategies to address this issue. These strategies may include investing in education and training, promoting immigration, and encouraging greater participation in the workforce by women and older adults. If you are here with us, consider subscribing and hit the bell icon, and please like over video. Mexico's advantages. Mexico has emerged as an attractive destination for companies seeking to relocate their operations. Several factors contribute to Mexico's appeal, including a large pool of available labor, its proximity to the United States, and favorable trade agreements. One of Mexico's most significant advantages is its abundant labor supply. The country has a large and relatively young population, with a significant proportion of people entering the workforce each year. This provides a steady stream of potential employees for businesses looking to establish operations in Mexico. The proximity of Mexico to the United States is another key factor driving investment. The short geographical distance between the two countries reduces transportation costs and facilitates trade. This proximity also makes it easier for companies to manage their operations across borders, as well as to maintain close relationships with customers and suppliers in the U.S. market. The United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA, has further strengthened the economic relationship between the three countries. This trade agreement provides for duty-free trade in most goods, eliminates tariffs, and simplifies customs procedures. The USMCA also includes provisions that allow for the relocation of certain manufacturing jobs from the United States to Mexico, provided that workers in Mexico are paid a minimum wage. While the USMCA has opened up new opportunities for companies to invest in Mexico, it is important to note that the minimum wage requirement has been a subject of debate. Some critics argue that the minimum wage is too low and does not adequately protect workers' rights. However, proponents of the agreement point out that it has helped to improve working conditions in Mexico and has raised wages for many workers. In addition to these factors, Mexico offers a number of other advantages for businesses, including a relatively stable political environment, a well-developed infrastructure, and a growing middle class. These factors make Mexico an increasingly attractive destination for companies seeking to expand their operations and tap into the North American market. Potential benefits of relocating manufacturing to Mexico. Relocating manufacturing operations to Mexico can offer a range of benefits for companies and the broader economy. By diversifying their supply chains, companies can reduce their reliance on China, a country that has faced increasing geopolitical risks, intellectual property concerns, and trade tensions. This can help to mitigate disruptions, ensure a more stable and secure supply of goods, and reduce the company's exposure to potential risks associated with sourcing from China. Moreover, Mexico's proximity to the United States can lead to improved quality control, faster response times, and reduced transportation costs. When factories are located closer to the end market, companies can more easily monitor production processes, ensure that quality standards are met, and address any issues that arise promptly. This can help to reduce defects, enhance customer satisfaction, and strengthen a company's reputation. Additionally, the shorter distance between Mexico and the United States can reduce transportation times, lead to lower shipping costs, and decrease the environmental impact of long-distance transportation. In addition, relocating manufacturing operations to Mexico can contribute to the economic development of that country. By creating jobs, investing in local communities, and transferring knowledge and technology, companies can help to reduce poverty, improve living standards, and strengthen Mexico's economy. This can also help to reduce the number of people seeking to migrate to the United States in search of better economic opportunities. While there are potential benefits to relocating manufacturing to Mexico, it is important to note that the decision is not without its challenges. Companies may need to invest in new facilities, train workers, and navigate cultural differences. Additionally, the economic and political environment in Mexico can be subject to fluctuations. However, for many companies, the potential advantages outweigh the risks. By carefully considering the factors involved and developing a comprehensive strategy, companies can successfully relocate their manufacturing operations to Mexico and reap the benefits of this decision. John Deere is not the only company that is relocating jobs to Mexico. Many other manufacturers are also considering or implementing similar moves, driven by a combination of economic factors and global trends. The rising costs of labor and materials in the United States, coupled with the availability of lower-cost labor in Mexico, make the country an increasingly attractive destination for companies seeking to reduce costs and improve their competitiveness. The trend of job relocation to Mexico is not simply a matter of corporate greed or a disregard for American workers. It is a complex issue with far-reaching implications for the global economy. The long-term impact of this trend remains to be seen, but it is likely to have significant consequences for jobs, wages, and economic development in both the United States and Mexico. As this trend continues to unfold, it will be important to monitor its effects on workers, businesses, and communities. It will also be essential to consider the broader implications for the global economy, including the potential for increased inequality, trade imbalances, and geopolitical tensions. By understanding the factors driving this trend and its potential consequences, we can better assess the need for policies and strategies to address its challenges and ensure a more equitable and sustainable future. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel, and please hit the bell.